Hi, I'm John Hornick. This is a bonus lesson on making chicken and rice. I developed this technique for making chicken and rice for our dogs, but now I use this mixture for many human applications like my smoked chicken fried rice, or you could use it in chicken and rice soup, or simply a chickeny rice accompaniment to a meal. Even though I don't wash the rice, which conventional wisdom says is necessary to make the cooked rice less clumpy and sticky, this technique results in perfectly separated rice grains. The secret is to let the rice retrograde in the fridge for about a day after cooking it, which allows the starches to reorganize and expel water. The result is rice grains that are separate and dry. I make large batches which provide enough for both people dishes and dog dishes. This technique results in double chickeny rice because the rice is cooked in the same water used to cook the chicken. So let's start cooking. Okay, now we're going to make the chicken and rice. And to do that, I'm going to make the chicken in the rice cooker. Why in the rice cooker? Well, I used to make it in a pot, and when you cook the chicken, it gives off so much protein and it sticks to the side of the pot. If I cook it in the rice cooker, it's very easy to clean. We just want to make sure that the chicken is just covered with water. We don't want the water to come up too high in the rice cooker, otherwise it'll bubble over onto the countertop, which is why this towel is here. Also, I've already done one chicken breast in here. I did the chicken breast first. You can see that the chicken water has all kinds of chickeniness in it, okay? And I'm doing that because I'm going to cook the rice in that chicken water to add extra chicken flavor. Also, the rice cooker doesn't work the same way when you're cooking chicken in it that it works when you cook rice in it. If you put rice in there and you cover it with the lid, it brings it to a boil. It cooks for about 17 minutes and then it's done. There is no timer. For some reason, the timer does not work at all when you put chicken in here, or probably anything else. So what I do is I put on the lid, I press down the button to start the rice cooker, okay? And then I cook for 35 minutes. Let it cook for 35 minutes. That gives it time to come to a boil and then to start cooking and to cook through, okay? So I'm going to set the timer now for 35 minutes and let that cook. Okay, the chicken has been cooking for 35 minutes, and we're going to take it out of this water and we're going to put it in the fridge covered for a day. Okay, we're going to put it in the fridge covered for 1 day. All right, now we're going to add the rice to the rice cooker. And my rice cooker does, I can do 3.5 cups in this rice cooker, and then I can do the other 3.5 cups in another batch. And then I add enough water to get it up to the top fill line in this cooker. You may have to experiment with your rice cooker. Okay, then put the lid on and cook your rice just by pressing the button like you normally do, which is going to take about 17 to 20 minutes. Okay? Okay, the rice is cooked. We're going to turn it out into a bowl and we're going to let it cool to room temperature. And I'm just going to cut into it a little bit with the rice paddle to break it up so that it cools more quickly. And then after it's cooled to room temperature, we're going to put it into the fridge uncovered for a day. Okay, the rice has been sitting out at room temperature, and now we're just going to cut the rice a bit with the rice paddle. Then we're going to put it into the fridge for a day. Now, why do we do that? That causes the rice to retrograde. Right after you cook it, it can be very sticky, okay? Now, I didn't wash this rice before I cooked it, and I don't think you really need to do if you use this procedure. Refrigeration helps speed the retrograding process, which basically is the starches reorganizing themselves and expelling water. And already the grains are starting to separate, but if we put this in the refrigerator for a day and then we take it back out, the grains will be pretty much separated and not clumpy like they are now, okay? So we're going to put this into the refrigerator uncovered for a day. Okay, now we're going to mince the chicken, okay? Now you could use a food processor to do this, but I like to do it by hand, okay? So as I said, we're going to mince the chicken. It's going to be very finely minced, okay? First we'll cut the pieces into strips. Okay, now we're just going to use the chef's knife to mince, okay? And by the way, links to anything that you need to make this are in the notes that come with the video. Okay, I think we are just about finished here. As you can see, the chicken is very finely minced, okay? Now we're ready to add it to the rice. Okay, now the rice has been in the fridge all night, and you can see that the rice kernels are pretty much separated from each other. I mean, there's a little bit of clumpiness here, but you can break up that clumpiness easily with your hand, okay? Most of the stickiness has gone away, all right? Now, after I break these up, and I'm going to use the rice paddle a little bit just to break up these any clumps that might be in there. Then we're going to add the chicken. Okay, I have added the chicken in on top of the rice. Now we're just going to mix it up real well. You could do this with your hands if you want to. I'm using the rice paddle just to cut like this, cut the chicken into the rice as I turn the bowl, okay? You just want to get it real well mixed up, okay? So you have chicken mixed in with all of the rice. And if you see any clumps as you're doing it, you can break them up. So this is chicken and rice, which can be used to make a lot of other preparations. You can see photos of this using this chicken and rice at my Instagram, which is at Chef's Apprentice, Cook Like a Pro. And that dish specifically is my chicken fried rice, okay, in my Japanese Fave series. So please remember to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.